Good morning, everybody. This is Yin Yang with Morsels of a Thought, number 1158. I am on StreamYard, so I'm going to refresh my pages on my laptop, and hopefully by going to the secret knock, I'll win some kind of laptop in some kind of a lottery. See if that'll work. I don't see anything yet, so let's see if I'm live on House Cat Tracks as well as on Yin Yang. Looking. I see that. I am live there. Okay, I'm going to see if I can watch it so that I can see comments if there are any. I don't know how to look at comments, but we'll see. Today I'm going to go through Miscellaneous Monday, which is our Stoic day. Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. He was a good emperor of Rome. He was born in AD 121, and he lived for a while. And he went to a fortress called Carnuntum. Carnuntum was a fortress around AD 50, Anno Domini 50. We always say AD before the year, and we say BC after the year. The reason we say AD before the year is it means Anno Domini, in the year of our Lord 1976, in the year of our Lord 1985, in the year of our Lord 2024, Anno Domini 2024. Anyway, in Carnuntum, the emperor says, not just that every day more of our life is used up, less and less of it is left, but this too. If we live longer, can we be sure our mind will still be up to understanding the world, to the contemplation that aims at divine and human knowledge? If our mind starts to wander, we'll still go on breathing, go on eating, imagining things, feeling urges, and so on. But getting the most of ourselves, calculating where our duty lies, analyzing what we hear and see, deciding whether it's time to call it quits, all the things you need a healthy mind for, all those are gone. He's talking about dementia. So we need to hurry. Not just because we move daily closer to death, but also because our understanding, our grasp of the world may be gone before we get there. Number 2, we should remember that even nature's inadvertence has its own charm, its own attractiveness. The way loaves of bread split open on top in the oven. They did that back then? Oh my gosh, we've been doing it for more than 2,000 years. Loaves split on top in the oven. Wow. The way loaves of bread split open on top in the oven. The ridges are just byproducts of the baking, and yet pleasing somehow. They rouse our appetite without our knowing why. Or how ripe figs begin to burst, and olives on the point of falling. The shadow of decay gives them a peculiar beauty. Stalks of wheat bending under their own weight. The furrowed brow of the lion. Flecks of foam on the boar's mouth. And other things. If you look at them in isolation, there's nothing beautiful about them. And yet, by supplementing nature, they enrich it and draw us in. And anyone with a feeling for nature, a deeper sensitivity, will find it all gives pleasure, even what seems inadvertent. He'll find the jaws of live animals as beautiful as painted ones or sculptures. He'll look calmly at the distinct beauty of old age in men, women, and at the loveliness of children. And other things like that will call out to him constantly. Things unnoticed by others, things seen only by those at home with nature and its works. 3. Hippocrates cured many illnesses. Hippocrates wrote about the Peloponnesian Wars, and he survived the plague. Hippocrates, he was a historian, and he purposely wrote down information for medical people to be able to analyze what he had later on. 1 in 3 people would survive that plague if they caught it. So Hippocrates was a very famous man, Greek. Hippocrates cured many illnesses and then fell ill and died. The Chaldeans predicted the deaths of many others. In due course, their own hour arrived. Alexander, Pompey, Caesar, who utterly destroyed so many cities, cut down so many thousand foot and horse in battle, they too departed this life. Heraclitus often told us the world would end in fire, but it was moisture that carried him off. He died smeared with cow shit. Democritus was killed by ordinary vermin. Socrates by the human kind. Kind of vermin he means? Ooh. And you boarded, you set sail, you've made the passage. Time to disembark. If it's for another life, well, there's nowhere without gods on that side either. If to nothingness, then you no longer have to put up with pain and pleasure or go on dancing attendance on this battered crate. Your body, so much inferior to that which serves it. Interesting. One is mind and spirit, the other earth and garbage. Ooh. 4. Don't waste the rest of your time here worrying about other people unless it affects the common good. It will keep you from doing anything useful. You'll be too preoccupied with what so-and-so is doing and why and what they're saying and what they're thinking and what they're up to and all the other things that throw you off and keep you from focusing on your own mind. You need to avoid certain things in your train of thought. Everything random, everything irrelevant, and certainly everything self-important or malicious. You need to get used to winnowing your thoughts so that if someone says, "What are you thinking about?" you can respond at once and truthfully that you are thinking this or thinking that. And it would be obvious at once from your answer that your thoughts were straightforward and considerate ones, the thoughts of an unselfish person, one unconcerned with pleasure and with sensual indulgence generally, with squabbling, with slander and envy, or anything else you'd be ashamed to be caught thinking. Someone like that, someone who refuses to put off joining the elect, is a kind of priest, a servant of the gods, in touch with what is within him and what keeps a person undefiled by pleasures, invulnerable to any pain, untouched by arrogance, unaffected by meanness, an athlete in the greatest of all contests, the struggle not to be overwhelmed by anything that happens, with what leaves us dyed indelibly by justice, welcoming wholeheartedly whatever comes, whatever we're assigned, not worrying too often or with any selfish motive about what other people say or do or think. He does only what is his to do and considers constantly what the world has in store for him. Doing his best and trusting that all is for the best, we carry out our fate with us and it carries us. He keeps in mind that all rational things are related and that to care for all human beings is part of being human, which doesn't mean we have to share their opinions. We should listen only to those whose lives conform to nature, and the others, he bears in mind what sort of people they are, both at home and abroad, by night as well as day, and who they spend their time with, and he cares nothing for their praise, men who can't even meet their own standards. I want to say hello to John Clark and Michelle Morgan and Susan O'Beam and Liz Rose Cantara and Marty Blue. I want to say hi to you because I know somewhere along the way you'll be coming here. I don't see comments at the moment, but I will eventually, I think. Let me take a look and see if there's anything house cat tracks. And number 5, how to act. Never under compulsion, out of selfishness, without forethought, with misgivings. Don't gussy up your thoughts. No surplus words or unnecessary actions. Let the spirit in you represent a man, an adult, a citizen, a Roman, a ruler, taking up his post like a soldier and patiently awaiting his recall from life, needing no oath or witness. Cheerfulness without requiring other people's help, or serenity supplied by others. To stand up straight, not straightened. Number 6, If at some point in your life you should come across anything better than justice, honesty, self-control, courage, than a mind satisfied that it has succeeded in enabling you to act rationally and satisfied to accept what's beyond its control, if you find anything better than that, embrace it without reservations. It must be an extraordinary thing indeed, and enjoy it to the full. But if nothing presents itself that's superior to the spirit that lives within, the one that has subordinated individual desire to itself, that discriminates among impressions, that has broken free of physical temptations, as Socrates used to say, and subordinated itself to the gods and looks out for human beings' welfare, if you find that there's nothing more important or valuable than that, then don't make room for anything but it, for anything that might lead you astray, tempt you off the road, and leave you unable to devote yourself completely to achieving the goodness that is uniquely yours. It would be wrong for anything to stand between you and attaining goodness as a rational being and a citizen. Anything at all, the applause of the crowd, high office, wealth, or self-indulgence, all of them might seem to be compatible with it for a while, but suddenly they control us and sweep us away. So make your choice straightforwardly, once and for all, and stick to it. Choose what's best. Best is what benefits me. As a rational being, then follow through. Or just as an animal, then say so and stand your ground without making a show of it. Just make sure you've done your homework first. He's cute. That's so cute. Oh my gosh. An emperor being cute. That's cute. That's really cute. Number 7. Never regard something as doing you good if it makes you betray a trust or lose your sense of shame or makes you show hatred, suspicion, ill will, or hypocrisy, or a desire for things best done behind closed doors. If you can privilege your own mind, your guiding spirit, and your reverence for its powers, that should keep you clear of dramatics, of wailing and gnashing of teeth. You won't need solitude or a cast of thousands either. Above all, you'll be free of fear and desire, and how long your body will contain the soul that inhabits it will cause you not a moment's worry. If it's time for you to go, leave willingly, as you would to accomplish anything that can be done with grace and honor, and concentrate on this your whole life long, for your mind to be in the right state, the state a rational civic mind should be in. Okay, we're going to stop before number 8. This is so cool. This emperor was called the Good Emperor. Ouch! Ooh, my arm. And he talked about the thoughts of Epictetus, who lived 50 years before he did. I think he died 50 years before he did, actually. Epictetus, so Stoic thought, and it comes at the same time as Christ was born. It was 50. It was 50 and 121 and onward for a little bit. I think he lived to be, I think he lived to be pretty old, actually. So let me see. Anybody here? Anybody here? Okay, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Oh, Kinder. Bye-bye.